welcome back. Y'all should see JB and his bald head. It's so neat and clean today. Like he looked like a cone head.
Yeah, well, I
It
would say
looks so
something about
nice.
someone else's hair, but I'm not gonna say nothing.
I washed my hair, y'all, so it is looking absolutely wild. It's wet wavy, so it's kind of curly, but it still look crazy. But JB got his goatee going, and he got his soul patch. He looks so nice. He's so ugly, but I looked
I
at it this
love the gray
morning.
hair. The gray hair pops out even more when I shave it down lower.
You are
Even though I
foolish.
don't like that it's gray in the corner, because then it almost look like I gap my hair because it's such a different color. I'm not here for that part, but
It's funny because my dad used to wear his gray proudly and his beard, and used to always go, it makes me look distinguished. And I be telling my dad, you an old fool. You don't look distinguished, distinguish your bum, but you
y'all
actually look
listen
decent today. Today,
today.
I want to be
Today, well, I was also ready to do a visual episode, and then that was canceled this morning because
y'all, because my old behind got my wisdom teeth taken out, and I'm jammed up. JB know I'm messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You see my face is round, and you see it's a little more round over here. I'd have been on that thing.
I just thought it was the cereal.
This is why I'm losing weight, because ain't nobody gonna ever be able to not tell these chubby cheeks, because I always had a round face, but nobody's not gonna be able to tell these chubby cheeks.
Child, that's what I was looking at after I shaved all, because this is the first time I have not had my beard in like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yo,
I
I haven't
was
seen
like,
you
oh,
without a
that's a
beard in like
whole.
a really long time.
I was like, that's a whole lot more face up under that hair.
First of all, knock it off. Your face looks, and you look slimming, like you're slimming down. Well, y'all all know JB, much like Euphoria, has been battling, addiction. And no, let me stop,
I
because
saw
that's
it
not funny.
coming. I
Because
was
my
ready.
dad was right. My dad was an addict, and I don't want to make light of it. But no, I'm just messing, because y'all know JB been losing weight through drug use.
I've been trying, but it ain't
Like, let
really.
me stop
It's
for
like
one drug.
I can't be consistent. I've been slacking up, but I did work out yesterday, and my body is so sore. I did boxing yesterday. It was
Ooh.
needed. It was needed. So, but I don't even know. Okay, so she already said my name, but y'all know this is the Rude Urban Truth.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. You clicked on it. You're here. Y'all, she over here stuff. See, this is why I can say that I thought it was cereal, because she just threw some food while we recorded.
Dog, I just realized I didn't wash my hands after I put that stuff on my hair. My cereal tastes like poison.
Ugh. You
Oh my
should see
god,
her face. It was like it looked like
it's
when
so
in
nasty.
Family Guy, when Peter had like turned gay and he tried to breastfeed Stewie, and Stewie was like his nipple, and then he realized that it was Peter and not Lois, and he lost it. That was the look that she just had on her face.
I can't. That's why I smell my hand. I'm all like, the first one tastes funny. I'm like, okay, that's that gauze from my tooth. I'm tasting it now, like, this is the good side. Wait a minute, I didn't wash my hands from the grease. I hate that for myself. I really do. I mean, I'm gonna still eat this cereal. I'm gonna go rinse my hands real
Well,
quick.
well, while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and
Do your
do
little
our regular
spiel.
pleasantries and get us ready for this rude quote that hopefully you have prepared this week. So
I
if
do have a
you
quote.
if you are listening on YouTube, subscribe. Using that little button at the bottom. If you're not following us on Facebook and Instagram, follow us on the Rude Urban Truth podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and then Twitter at Rude Urban Truth Pie. We have a website, therudeurban.truth.com, and subscribe on whatever streaming platform you're listening to us on too. We'd love
Yeah.
to not have to worry about reminding you that this episode is out, because
Okay.
it'll pop up on its own.
It'll pop up. Oh, hey.
Anyway, so you happy? You better with clean hands?
I'm happy about to taste this cereal in the right way, because I ain't got no milk, y'all. Okay? So listen, I ran out of milk. I keep trying to say I'm going to talk more. I don't know. I find myself checking myself a lot lately. But anyway, I don't have milk. It's a hurt piece. So me eating dry cereal, oof, this is low. It's low.
What do you have? Oh, I hear it. Let's go ahead. Go ahead and take care of it first. I can hear. Go.
What?
You should see her like this. The look on her face, like, I was just caught. You caught me. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Because don't act like you caught me.
Because it's your turn. You have to do the rude quote. So I was like, I'm
I'm
gonna
ready.
let you go ahead and.
No, go ahead with the rude quote.
No, it's your quote.
Oh, it's my quote. Oh, y'all, it's my turn. My bad. Ping pong. So, okay, first and foremost, at my funeral, there will be no food because you're there to cry, not eat. Okay? Let's be clear.
But I don't know. We can't do that though, because we know some of the best food is the food that's at a funeral.
That's true because you know me and my mom eat funeral macaroni and
You should
cheese.
want that for us after all of the grieving. You should want us to have a full stomach
Mm.
with some meatballs and some mac and cheese.
Yo, funeral food sometimes really do be like a wild little mix up. Like it'd be like a
Yeah,
cross
it's
between
like a
like
holiday.
yeah, but it'd be like a wild cross between like 4th of July and like Thanksgiving. Like I've been to some funerals where there's been a wild mix of food. Like you'll go and there'll be like a turkey or a ham, and you just look down the way, and then there's like ribs, potato salad, and linguine salad. Like yo, we just switched seasons like crazy fast. Like one end of the table to the next. Like you went from
Hmm.
wintertime foods, and then you just be like, there's mad summer foods at the bottom, like mad pasta salad. You just look like. I mean, I ain't complaining because I be getting all of it, you know. And then you got them little stingy church mothers that want to give you a teaspoon and everything. Girl, if you don't load this plate down,
Right. Mm-mm. Oh, I haven't had a good. Oh, I got some friends coming in town, and I'm definitely going to be taking them to all of the good food spots here in Dallas because it is time.
it is
It is
time.
time to
It is
eat.
time.
Yes, it is time. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So, okay, Rube Quote done. So, who do we have for Black Magic this week?
Oh, y'all, for Black Magic this week, we have Terrell Jermaine Starr. You might not be familiar with him, but he just blew up on Twitter like a few, maybe days, hours ago, because he's a black journalist that focuses on U.S. Russian relations and race in America. He worked at the Root. I don't know if he still works there or not, but he lived in Ukraine for a little bit under the Fulbright Fellowship. Anyone unfamiliar? It's a U.S. academic program for like research projects, seminars, that kind of thing. And he's
Hmm.
currently reporting live in the midst of the Ukraine crisis with Russia. And I highlighted him because that man is brave. You know how hard it is to be somewhere like that live and watch. I mean, all journalists are brave for that, but I
Hmm.
don't recall in my recent years of a black journalist doing it.
Yeah, I was about to say I haven't seen a black journalist do that. We've seen
Yeah,
other people, but
yeah, but I haven't seen a
never
black
seen a black
journalist, so I
journalist in
wanted
the
to
middle
highlight
of the
him.
craziness.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and he's tweeting raw. Like he's not tweeting like politically correct, like CNN esque tweets. Like it's raw, curse words, like what's really happening and what's really going on. And I think there's also a different level of compassion and empathy because he lived in Ukraine.
Hmm.
So that's a totally different thing than we're saying where we're coming from. We're having that some of us may not have been there or just watching. I mean, it's still sad all the way around. But when things happen in like your hometown or somewhere you've lived before, it hits different. So
Hmm.
yeah,
It's
wanted
like
to
you see
highlight
the
him.
stuff happening on the news, but the moment you see a place that you're familiar with quickly, it kind of changes things. It's kind of like when there was like some flooding. I'll see flooding happening all around the country. I mean, we see it oftentimes in a lot of these areas, especially in the South and parts of the East Coast. But
Right.
I remember seeing a video once, and it was from my hometown, like that made CNN News, my hometown, which has like 20,000 people, if that, in it
Mm-hmm.
on TV, and it was like, yo, like you just had that moment, like I know that place, like that hits you in the gut even more. So I can only imagine how it is for him out there, because I've seen some of the videos of what's happening in Ukraine, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's
It's just
horrific.
absolutely
It's
crazy.
truly horrific. Like,
Hmm.
wow. Like it's really insane to me.
Mm-mm. Anyway,
Like, yeah,
okay,
it's crazy.
but let's go ahead into the meat and potatoes. Let's get into rude talk.
Not you saying the meat and potatoes, pat pat.
Because I'm hungry.
The meat
Everything
and
gonna be a
potatoes.
reference to food.
Are you hungry? You want some of this cereal?
Mm-mm. But I did want you to do your song, but I guess we ain't gonna get it this week. We're not gonna get it this week. I'm
Oh,
not
my
ready.
bad. Rude
Mm-mm. It's
talk.
okay.
Hey, rude talk. Hey. Meanwhile, I'm up here
We
trying
should.
to I'm trying to Instacart some milk, okay? Because this dry
Oh
cereal ain't
gosh.
no move. I'm not Instacarting it now. But yo, it's a
See,
little
we
bit of a
need
hassle.
someone to edit that part of you doing rude talk, and I could just insert like one that sounds like
Okay?
it's actually a
Rude
song
talk.
in there.
Hey, rude talk.
Because
Hey.
otherwise, you're gonna say rude talk, and then I'm gonna do this. It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit.
You know why it
It
doesn't fit?
doesn't.
Because you're ghetto. And I've realized that about you.
Just a little. Okay, so this is the first thing I'm gonna go over, because especially now, there've been a lot of people making sure to there was like, it even went viral where everybody kept making these posts with red flags and stuff like that in them. And I just
Yes,
came
that and
across
them
a post
tomatoes. I'm
where,
tired of them tomatoes.
yeah, I came across one where it was literally people sharing unexpected green flags. So before I get into these, like, have you ever had a moment like you were literally like talking to someone and they said something that made you sit back and like, yo, like
Mm,
that's actually really like this is different. This is good. But
you be
it's
like,
usually the bad
hello,
stuff that make us react first. Like, what's an
child. You be
example of
like,
one time that you got like that? Like, yo, this I like how you think, kind of thing.
when I was in law school, there was a girl that told me she had failed a course. Evelyn was there, and she was in the
Hmm.
elevator. And everybody laughed because I was also, oh, that is not a good sign. And everybody was like, I can't believe you said that to her. And I'm like, but she told us she failed the course. Like, what were we supposed? I didn't understand what I was supposed to say and what I did wrong in that moment. But it was definitely one of the moments where I was just like, oh, girl, to me that was a red flag. Like, oh,
No, but
baby.
I asked for a green flag.
Oh, you said a green flag. Oh, I gave you a red flag.
Hmm.
I don't. Oh, look at that. See, we so
See,
busy focusing on the negative. I don't know if I got a green flag.
exactly. That's why I want to do this post because
Oh, let me
this
see.
gives those are like green flags as it relates to relationships. Like
Oh, green
like
flag.
it might.
Oh, I got a green flag. Y'all know
Give
I
me one.
got back. Okay. Y'all know I had got back with my little ex after an incident a few weeks ago with my little sad boo. Well, not sad boo, because we were just kicking it. It was a situationship, okay? I was in one. But now that me and my ex got back together, we've been one green flag is that now one day a week we tell each other at one thing that we like about the other one.
Hmm,
And I like it. It was fun.
that's cute.
We've been doing it for 2 weeks now. This week made week 2. I mean, I know it's like super fresh, but it feels good. He was like, I like the way you, and I was like, because
And
he's growing.
did he initiate it?
Yeah, he did. He's like,
Hmm.
yo, I like he was grabbing my bundles and I had to like, kind of like gently like nudge him, like, I'm still a black woman. Get your hands off my motherfucker. Like, get your hands off my hair. Like he was trying to do like the gentle I am still a black woman. You know not to touch my hair, boy. But yeah, he was sitting there one day and he said it and he was like, yo, we should do this all the time. And I was like, you know what I like about you? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Nice little affirmation kind of situation. And you only got to
Hmm.
do one thing. So you don't got to feel no pressure each week. Like, oh, I got to come up with 5 things or just feel pressure at all. It's just
Hmm.
like nice. I
That's
personally
cute.
think he got it from a therapy session, but
I mean, hey, it don't matter where it came from.
Oh
It's
yeah, oh,
working.
absolutely not. I don't want y'all to think it matters, but I mean, I'm happy. It's nice. Y'all should try it. And even with your friends, I think I'm gonna start doing it with my friends. Not JB, because I can't tell him nothing nice. His head will get big.
Mm.
Give him Mally. I
Like
told him he
I
looked
like
nice
the way
today.
your lashes aren't clumped today.
First of all, because there aren't any to clump. There are none to clump. I'm redoing my lashes tonight so they can be fresh for my first day at my new job tomorrow. Which is also
Woohoo!
why the bundles is wet, so they could be freshly curled,
That's
body.
me celebrating your your new job.
You're so ghetto. And then he like, cause he know that sound is dumb.
It is. It's so dumb. It is entire. Yeah.
Y'all remember all
Anyway,
that time I used to beg for sound effects, and this is what he came with. All them times I
hey,
begged.
these were the ones that are pre-built in here. So anyway, so in this post, it's basically people that they titled it people are sharing unexpected green flags in relationships, and some of these are very surprising. So like in the first one, it says being upfront about what they want within the first couple of dates, if not the first. It's historically been a no-go saying if you want kids and marriage early on. Would that be a green flag or a red flag if you're on your first date and something like that
I didn't hear the
comes up?
last part. You say the last part again?
Yeah, basically, you know how in the back in the well, I would say still a current thing now where you don't really um start talking about whether you want kids and marriage in the earlier dates of your like the earlier dates of getting to know somebody. And in this case, they actually think it's actually a good thing to do that. It said this person said, especially as you get older, it can feel like a waste of time dating someone who isn't sure if they want kids, and you definitely do. Waiting for them to decide is unfair to both parties. My boyfriend and I agreed on our first date about the families we both want. Hopefully, mine will be with him, but regardless, we both know where we stand on the subject.
I think it's a mixed bag. You got to read the room with it. Because sometimes y'all got to forget too, there's a lot of women that'll come in and some of these men have gotten clever with the way they scam and dupe women. They'll tell them,
Hmm.
"Oh yeah, I want kids," and then once they reel them in and got them, they change their mind.
Okay, so which is worse than in that conversation? Doing it really early on or waiting till you like them and finding out that they don't?
I think Drew early on. Go ahead and rip the band-aid off. Because if he gonna run, he gonna run. And if he feeling you, he gonna rock and see how it go.
And then truthfully, it ain't even just a man sometimes. I was watching something the other day where the woman was like, yeah, I just don't want kids. And the man wanted kids. Imagine being with somebody for a year or so and then finding out, thinking that it's a natural thing that
Bruh.
everyone wants to do, and finding out that that person doesn't want kids. That's a big deal
Imagine
breaker
being
for
with
a
them
lot of
for a
people.
year. Wait, but imagine being with them for a year or so and curving people in that year for that person.
Hmm.
Like, oh, I done curved all these people for you, and you don't want no kid. Oh, yeah, it's time to knuckle up. Where's your mom?
Right. Okay, so this is a green flag, not introducing your significant other to your family until you are ready. So this person said, I feel like so many people put pressure on the idea if you don't meet each other's family, it's a red flag. But I think you should be in a long enough relationship before you jump to that. Plus, isn't it just about you getting to know your significant other? Not all family life is healthy, so getting it involved right away could have less benefits.
I agree. That's a green flag. I think you should
Hmm.
take your time before you introduce people because we all got that relative that stay introduced to somebody that we ain't gonna never see again.
Hmm.
Don't even want to know their names.
Hmm.
Like,
Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, number four, I'm already about. I'll I'll get there. Number three says arguing is healthy. There's no way you can live with someone for 20 years and not. The person said, you have to be able to argue about something trivial, get it off your chest, shake it off. It took years to understand the difference between being truly angry and just ranting or being mildly annoyed at someone who always happens to be there. If you can argue with your partner and then laugh at something 10 minutes later, you're going to be fine.
yeah, I wouldn't say arguing per se, but disagreements are gonna happen. Like every disagreement ain't got to be an argument. It's just like,
Yeah, and
yo,
I
you
think
don't.
that's what they're saying. Like, you
Yeah.
have to be able to tell the difference between
Mm-hmm.
you just being annoyed or just feeling like you want to annoy somebody and actually being genuinely mad and fussing.
I
Well,
literally just
this
told you
next one.
last week how I kept singing like.
Mm-hmm. That's what that part that came to mind when I was reading that.
Mhm.
Okay, so this one is probably going to be a little bit touchier. It is sleeping in separate rooms,
Mm.
where they're advocating that you should. For some people, it may work to sleep in separate rooms. It says, my friend has a terrible loud snore and he has tried everything but just can't get rid of it. His wife is an extremely light sleeper. When they traveled together and slept in the same room, she couldn't sleep a wink. So after they got married, they agreed to sleep in separate rooms and their relationship and intimacy hasn't worsened or changed. And then someone else said, I also advocate for sleeping apart. My partner and I sleep in the same bed a fair amount, but quite often he'll take the guest room. Honestly, we both get a better night's sleep when he does since we both snore. It's nice to get some space at night without having to be angry at each other first.
I think different strokes for different folks. It don't make me a difference.
No, you're going to keep your ass right beside me. I'm
Hmm?
going to go to sleep first. You're going to go to sleep first. Somebody going to go to sleep first and we going to make it work. But because I need somebody.
Yeah, because I'd be out.
I,
Like
I have to
my
feel
grandparents
somebody
slept in
there.
separate rooms after a while, but I thought it was because my granddad had like cheated on my nana. I
Hmm.
don't know what it was.
Okay, so this one's interesting too because there are some people who like when they meet someone that's really close to their family, but this one says not being close with the family or disowning family isn't a red flag. It can be a green flag. But they said a lot of times it's because their family is toxic. Blood does not equal family. You do not have to have a relationship with them if they add no value or positivity to your life.
I'm agree with that.
Yeah, I am too. And now I do um, think it would. It's definitely one of those situations where you would have to provide some context to it because if you
Yeah,
just say like you ain't cool with your family, most people are going to be wondering why. But I think
right.
that we have gotten to a point now where a lot of people are starting to unlearn behaviors that were taught to them by their toxic family members, and a lot of times that
Hmm.
results in them pulling themselves away.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna skip down some. This one says, giving respect to your partner by telling them where you are, not in a clingy way. The partner can do what they want. I just like to know just in case.
Mm, I kind of agree with that because we tell each other where we are, but not like on some like he need to know. I think we think do it more in terms of like safety kind of thing.
Yeah, that's.
Like,
I was about to say.
hey, I'm over
Whenever
here
Ray
at
goes
so and
out,
so. Yeah,
hmm
like if something happens, somebody could say, "Well, the last time I talked to them, they said they were at 1, 2, and 3."
hmm yeah, that's always been my thing. Is like, especially now, we don't live close to anyone. So if he goes out, and I'm like, and it's for spending an amount of time, or you're going out with friends. Just I want to know where. So if something happens and we can't find you, I have to reach out to your family. I should be able to tell them something. There's nothing that would
Right.
be worse than saying I don't know.
Right. Like not waking up and just right. It's just waking up like, I don't know. I woke up and he was gone. Like
Yeah, that
that's
thing
not to mention
is
you're gonna automatically be a suspect. Like
right. I watch enough ID channel.
right.
Okay, I'll do one last one. Keeping finances separate.
I'm
Just
here
have a
for it.
communal fund for necessities like food and shelter. Have your own accounts and
Mm-hmm.
buy things for yourself without having to ask permission from one or the
Mm-hmm.
other, and or feeling guilty about your purchase. I support that. There are a lot of people who don't. They like that. They feel like when you get married, then it's y'all money, and there's really nothing wrong with that. If that's what works for you, that works for you. But that also means that this other option can work too.
Right.
Because
I'm here
ultimately, at
for
the end
that
of the day,
option.
as long as the bills that you guys share are paid, then
Yeah, in a
in
communal
my
fund,
mind, it's
like
like,
you
okay,
said.
do what you need to.
Right. Like
Have at
transfer
it.
your funds over there and then right and
Mm-hmm.
send it over. And like a lot of us women, like our mothers and grandmothers and aunts have already told us you always keep your own money at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's because a lot of my relatives are older and they come from a generation where if a man were to up and leave you, you could really be jammed up because it was a different time. Like even
Mm-hmm.
as early as the 70s. Like the 70s wasn't that long ago. Yeah, it was like 40 years ago, but that's not that long
I
ago.
know, but people who
And
were born in the '70s are still here.
right,
That's my gauge for
right,
how long
right,
ago
right.
something
To
is.
tell you how long, right, exactly. To tell you how long ago it was. And it's just like there was still a lot of sexism and class. I mean, there's still a lot of that out here now, but it was like a point in the 70s where like a husband or some, or in before 70s and prior to, a man could leave you and there literally be no real economic help or resource for you. Like you
Mm-hmm.
could really be. I think that's why a lot of times when they say we don't have our grandparents' marriages always look like, but you got to figure in factors like if those women could have left and economically sustained themselves, they probably would have.
Mm-hmm.
But they also recognize that I'm a woman. If I leave this man, I will literally have no opportunity. There were employers who wouldn't hire them at all simply because they were women. Rampant discrimination. Like you got to remember the
Mm-hmm.
Equal Employment Opportunity Act, or what was it? Not Equal Opportunity. One of those. I can't think of the act right now. But the whole point of it was the Civil Rights Act. Duh. Y'all, I was losing my damn mind. Just came out in 1968. Like that's not that long ago. People from 1968 are alive right now. People
Mm-hmm.
who are adults in 1968 are still alive right now and lucid. Like they can tell you like what was happening. Like you got to remember like this kind of stuff was happening. Just because something's enacted doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Like my mom
Mm-hmm.
always told me, like in 1970, because in my mind, the way history tells it, after 1968, everything was sweet. Not sweet, but like, oh, there's no more segregation. She said, no, people very much ignored that. There was still segregation. There were still people
Mm-hmm.
who, yo, black A can't come in here, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what act got signed in. Like, it's just like now. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
acts that go into place that doesn't stop the discrimination or whatever.
Yeah. People are gonna still do what they want to do.
Yeah, right, right. And that's, yeah, yeah. I said all that to say, like, yeah, I totally agree. Keep your own money. Like, keep your own money for your own sustainability. That was a long roundabout way of saying it, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
keep your money,
It's
sis.
Urban Laughter was very passionate about that. Keep
I
your money.
was. Because I'm big on women not being jammed up. Like, we got enough going on as women. And I know y'all got y'all thing going on as men, but like, girl. The last thing you need to be worried about is some finances.
That's true.
Man, somebody's little
Or
bald head
staying
ass.
with somebody because of your finances.
Hello? Hello?
Mm-hmm. So there are a lot of people, like you were saying, were not happy, but if they left, then they would have nothing.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people in New York, honestly. A lot of people in New York really be living together, really decide they don't like that person, but they in the lease and the rent is so damn high, they just like out here really just living together. Like,
And I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I would never want to be in that situation where I'm having to compromise something in that way because I don't have the money. But I guess that's what happens when you're living in some of these expensive cities. Hell, I feel like Dallas is starting to get that way because it's getting costly out here, and
Dallas
I'm
was
not a
never really
fan.
cheap though.
But it's getting worse. It's definitely getting worse. Like it's and I guess they feel like because so many people are moving here that they can do that. They can raise the rents and stuff like that, but it's a lot. It's ridiculous. So anyway, so that's all I have for my green flag. So what is the pettiest reason you have ever broken up or stopped getting to know somebody?
I stopped talking to This one guy, that's on one of the dating apps. I stopped talking to him because he was talking that like basically like women come from a man's rib, hotep shit.
Oh,
I don't want to use like hotep because people always associate hotep with something derogatory, but I don't knock hotepery because it's like spiritual, and I'm all for it. Yo, get into your spirituality, do what you need to do, baby. But I'm not for you trying to make me feel inferior. Talking about I'm a woman that came from your rib. I will break your other fucking rib. How about that? How about
that
that?
part.
I'm not
That
saying that
part.
God broke that man's rib, but he like, woman came from man's rib, so therefore she should be able to obey. Language. So I mentioned to him, like, I was
Right.
like, I'm kind of understanding what you're saying, but the language is a little. Oh boy, kept on
He
going.
tried it.
Long story short, oh sir, blocked. Take your ass right on and go get you a slave somewhere, because it ain't gonna be me.
Yeah, that's a little bit much. Well, I asked because I found this article where it was some of the pettiest reasons that some people have broken up or stopped talking to somebody. Starting it off, someone said they tried to play TGIF as a word in Scrabble. When they tried to do that, that was enough for them to be like, you know what?
Like the
This ain't
acronym
it.
"Thank God It's Friday," they tried to use it in Scrap. Now they know good
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yep, they tried to use that in Scrabble, so the person
You know
stopped
that ain't how
talking to them.
Scrabble work, fool.
Then there was one, someone said, I took him to a concert and he tapped his knee off beat. And that was enough to be like, you know what? That ain't working for me and my homegirls. So another one.
Because do you hear the music, baby? Do you hear it?
Oh, child, this one said her voice was in the same register as Janice from Friends or Fran Drescher from The Nanny, like daggers in my ears. I cannot get over it. After the third date, I had to back off and tell her I was way too busy right now to date. I'm just like, how do you make it so many, like 3 dates? And like, I feel like that would have been annoying you well before that third date.
Right, and I don't think that that's petty. That's like a valid reason.
It's like it just doesn't work for you. And that's okay. Okay, once he said he took the pickle off my plate without asking at dinner.
What? Like the one that come with your food?
First of all, why are you reaching in my plate?
But
Why?
secondly, who cares? It's a pickle. You wasn't gonna eat it.
First of all, I eat the pickles. You're not about to sit here eating off my plate. You
I eat
ask,
it too, but I know
but
a
you
lot of
would
people
not
don't.
you're just not gonna reach in my plate. I don't know who this person is, but I understand them completely. Oh gosh, he ate his candy bars with a fork and a knife.
What?
What kind of
Yeah, let him
what?
go. But this is dumb.
Okay, this is gonna be my last one. This one
Sorry,
said I
excuse me.
was
What?
kicking it
But
with
my
this
thing is,
girl.
hold up, how are you eating a candy bar for that? What if you got a candy bar like a Hershey's that's flat?
Uh,
And you know how
the
Hershey's
picture
is
even
already
said
kind of
a
perfect.
Snickers.
Hershey's is already broken up for you. You just got to snap your little piece and go.
I mean, it's
But you
just
gonna
like I look at people weird that decide they want to eat their chicken with a fork. If you don't pick that damn thing up and eat like a
you better
savage,
not.
like everybody else.
Hello.
But I'm gonna read this other one too. 'Cause I feel like you might be able to relate to this, being in New York. But the first one is I was kicking it with this girl, but when she slept, her eyes didn't close all the way. She looked like X-Men Cyclops. Always got her eyeballs on me. Very unsettling, so I had to dip. You can tell that was written by a black person.
I had to dip.
Okay,
And
this
the
is my
sack
last
off.
one.
Okay.
This person was dating this girl, and her apartment only has street parking. Because it only has street
Boy.
parking.
And you better be happy it even had street parking. And it ain't try to park on top of your car. And it ain't double park.
Just street parking? He said absolutely not. Not in this lifetime. But I thought that was interesting.
Like, first of all, your apartment's better.
Right. Okay, so this next one is am I the asshole? It's I don't know. Okay, so it says, am I the asshole for kicking the kids out of my house? To start, they are not my kids. They are my ex-boyfriend's kids. The girls are 13 and 11. I met their dad, Ken, 4 years ago online. At the time, I had just bought my first home, a pretty large home for one person in a great area. On our first date, I told him I had my own home. He was living with his sister on the couch. His kids were living with their great grandparents. Their mom was in and out of jail for drugs and other things. I will admit I felt sad about their situation, and I really liked him. So after only 2 dates, he and the kids moved in, and I never wanted kids, but I was forced to take on the parenting role, because he never did. I bought the kids clothes, cooked meals, and took them to school. Meanwhile, Ken quit his job to do his music.
Oh,
He took over
child.
He took over my basement, something that I wanted to use as a gym, and he made it to his music studio. I paid for everything. I was living a life that I hated. The girls were not perfect either. They saw me as a maid and were heavily influenced by their classmates. In their previous neighborhood, they lived in a poor area and their school wasn't great. Once they moved in with me, they enrolled in a rich school, and she put in quotes, and told everyone that they were rich as well. Anyway, last month I came home. Okay, this is when things seem to take a turn. Um, Wait, what? Why won't it show me the whole thing? Anyway, okay, here we go. Came home early to see my boyfriend in bed with some girl. I immediately kicked him out. I found out that they had been together for almost a year and he's been buying her gifts with my money. I'm not sure where he went, but I called my friend and she and I packed up his stuff that I bought and threw it in the front yard. I called the girl's aunt and told her to come pick them up because I was done with Ken. After explaining the situation, she said, well, the kids have to stay there. That's their home. I said no, and that she could collect them and their things. She refused. Ken also refused. He said that the home was their home and they have the right to live there. I let the girls sleep there, and in the morning I called CPS saying that they were abandoned. I allowed the
Hello?
girls to
It had been.
take allowed the girls to take anything from their rooms, and when they left, I got the locks changed and told the guard in the community not to allow them in. Ken and his family are calling me an asshole because adult situations shouldn't affect kids. Some of my friends think I'm an asshole because the kids lost their way of life. I know that the girls love their school, their friends, and the home, but I don't understand how I have to provide for it. In 4 years, their dad has only brought in $20K, which he spent on God knows what. Ken is trying to sue me for child support, even though I never had a legal responsibility. He did that so that he could continue getting money from the government. Everyone is saying I should let the girls finish school at the least, but I refuse. Am I the asshole in this situation?
Girl, girl, girl. No, you're not. It might not be an ideal situation, but here's two things here. You are not one of the parents. How are he suing you for child support?
Right.
Excuse me, what? Where do y'all live at? Secondly, girl, you talk about you and your friend packed up his things that you bought. Oh, oh.
I
What
would have
Beyonce
kept them
say?
too if I bought them.
What Beyonce say? She said,
Um,
she said, leave some. She said, because
I don't like that song, so I'm not quoting it.
I think she said something to the fact that I bought that. Like, if I bought it, no, it's over for you. That's what she said. Irreplaceable, I believe. Like, she's like, something. Can you walk and talk at the same time? It's my
Yeah, okay.
name. It's on that jack. So call you something to that effect.
For
Anyway, long
someone
story
to
short,
be a Beyonce stan, you were struggling your way through this.
Irreplaceable is not like my top song either. So I
Listen,
can't really like stand on me. You like everything that come out, ho. So yeah. Anyway, long story short, ain't no way I'm packing up some shit I bought. No, 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 no. See, I'm going to go on Facebook Marketplace and try to sell what I can, and whatever don't sell, I'm gonna take to Plato's Closet and get robbed. That's how I'm gonna play
right?
it.
It sounded like you said, I'm going to take it to Plato's closet and get robbed.
No,
Is that
Plato
what you
Closet,
said?
yeah, Plato's, because Plato Closet robs you. You know they do. Plato's Closet coming
Oh,
in,
I've
you got
never
some
taken
random
anything
tags.
there.
Oh, I've sold stuff to them before, and you'll come in there because I don't want to throw it away just yet. I'll donate some, and then other things like might have tags or someone. I'll take it to Plato's Closet, and I'm talking like it'll only be like a few months old. And they'll go, well, we can give you $10 for it, and then you go look at it on the shelf, and it's $45. Y'all try this. Like, if you don't give me
Mm-mm.
this damn money,
Well, that's all for that. Am I the asshole? Because I don't think she was an asshole. I do think it sucks that the kids got reported. Well, the parent got reported to CPS, but they literally did abandon those kids. And those are not her responsibility. Some people might see that as being a little bit extreme, but if you're trying to get the
no,
parents and the family to get the kids and no one is doing it, you kind of run out of options.
right.
Because
What's
that's what she
extreme
did is much
is
better than them kids coming home from school and then not being able to go inside the house.
right, and what is extreme is that let this be a lesson to you too. Don't you just go moving no people and no family in your house. It'd have been one thing if it was the guy by himself. You moved him and his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you could have left them kids with their nana the way they had been. Because he hadn't been
Mm-hmm.
raising them anyway. You gonna opt to get the girl, what?
Right.
Like, you talking about you didn't have kids, you were and put into this mind role. You volunteered for it. Don't do that again. And now you see how I feel when somebody try to impede on your house. Talk about that's their house and that's where they live at and that's
No,
their
because it's
right.
not.
It's
It's
not. It's
not.
absolutely not. It's their
Mm-hmm.
father's duty to provide for them since their mother, is having her own issues with like abuses and jail time and stuff. No, no.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't even took them from their grandmother and uprooted them. You should have left them where they were.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like now you have disrooted and uprooted these kids, and it is uncomfortable, and it is a disruption to them, and it probably will make them pay. But
But
those are not.
honestly, it's nobody's fault but their dad.
Yeah, she don't owe them nothing. Yeah, he should have been more like somebody offered me to move in with them 3 days after. I would be suspicious. Like, nah, I'm good. Like,
But he sounded like he was a moocher anyway, so he had been trying to find somebody who would feel bad
yeah,
about his story and then take him in.
right.
But anyway, so I see that you have something for us in Rude Talk as well this week.
I do. I have something from Uncle Donnie or Uncle D. This
Mm-hmm.
one is a little different. I don't think we've ever talked about anything like this, and this is like a little bit more serious. So, um, the woman has to be kept anonymous, but I'm a 28-year-old African lady. I'm living life positively with HIV, but I'm struggling to find love. Not that men don't approach me. They do, but as soon as I disclose my HIV status to them, they reject me. And I disclose it before we even start seeing each other. So now I'm wondering if I'm being selfish by looking for love, knowing that I'm positive, or should I just stop disclosing? I would really like to hear what people think, and please don't judge. That was the other part that was in there. So what do
Oh,
you
okay.
think?
I
And she
think
said,
she's
please don't
doing
insult
exactly
me.
what she should be doing. She's doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's being transparent about who she is and giving people the option to choose whether or not that this is someone they want to date. And unfortunately for her, it's not been going well for her. But there are people out there that are educated about HIV and are not as concerned about HIV,
Mm-hmm.
their HIV status, because there's so many things. She's out here taking her own medication, which is what is allowing her to live, like she said, her life positively.
And they
And
have,
then there are
mhm.
medications that other people can take so they can also prevent themselves from contracting them. When you have two people who are informed and actively doing what they need to do in order to um, make sure that they don't transmit it, then you'll be perfectly fine. To me, it sounds like she's coming across a lot of people who are ill-informed about HIV
Mhm.
and or are just ignorant. And
Yeah,
unfortunately, it's a thing that people who have HIV have to deal with
it's a
often.
stigma.
But I don't think that she should stop being who she is and conducting herself in the way that she is doing it to find
Right.
somebody.
Right. And I think in some places it's actually a crime to not disclose.
Hmm. Hmm.
So don't stop disclosing, like you said. And there's medications out here now that make it so low that through HIV
I mean,
tests it can't even be detected.
yeah, that's what generally people who have HIV are taking. They have tons of medications out there now, and as long as you're
Right.
regularly taking it, then your levels will be so low that you can't even transmit it. So it's
Right.
just, and look, for her, I admire her for still speaking up and saying that this is what her status is, because there's some people who are HIV positive who take those medications, and since they've taken them, they can't transmit them. They don't say anything about it.
Right.
And I don't know if there's a possibility of something bad coming from that medically in the future, like where you're not transparent about something like that and it comes up where because you are positive, it could impact something else. I don't know.
Mhm.
But I do, like I said, I do think that she's doing the right thing for herself to be transparent about that stuff. And
Yep.
unfortunately for her, she's just coming across people who don't understand that there are so many things out here. Because even if you were concerned about whether she was taking her medication, you could easily take something yourself.
Right. And you got to remember, this is not the HIV of the 80s where there was a lot of misinformation. People just didn't quite
Hmm.
understand it. A lot has happened in these 30, 40 years since, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of
Hmm.
technological and scientific advances that really help everybody live normal and like help
Hmm.
to destigmatize HIV. Like you said, there's many precautions. Like,
Hmm. To me, it sounds like one, there are people who are ignorant, and two, who people who don't want to be responsible for having to take care of themselves. That there are too
hmm
many men out here that will willingly just jump and dive up in anything that moves without
yeah,
any
without a problem.
consideration for anything, without any type of protection, no nothing, and that's just how they are. So
Yep.
anyway, hmm, yeah, she should. I hope she keeps on being herself, her authentic self, in
Me
every
too.
sense of the word. And there will be somebody who sees her for who she is and is willing to
hmm
date her and have a life with her. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
mhm.
I think some people ain't dating too because a lot of it is sex driven.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, if you take the medicine, you use condoms, use all the right protection, you get the same fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's it for Rude Talk. I'll go ahead and take us into Living While Black.
Because we've been black most of our lives.
You see, I was
Yeah,
trying
you
to
did the little,
encourage it. Okay,
hand
y'all
motion.
can't even see what I did, but okay. So I came across this article on Because of Them We Can, where Barbie is partnering with Harlem's Fashion Row to celebrate Black fashion designers. I told you would love this. So, Barbie is continuing its commitment to diversity and inclusion by announcing a new partnership with Harlem's Fashion Row in honor of Black History Month. The two are going to be rolling out a high fashion editorial featuring looks that are exact miniature replicas of three Black designers. Those designs will be coming from, and forgive me for my pronunciation here because I'm probably not going to pronounce these all right, but Hanifa, Kimberly Goldson, and Rich Fresh. So Hanifa's design this. They are founded by Hanifa. I'm not going to ruin your name and be disrespectful that way, but her design is the Brooklyn jacket taken from her fall 2021 collection. She said it's a dream coat and being able to showcase it on a Barbie is a once in a lifetime thing. And then we also have the sisters Kimberly Goldson and Shelley Powell, the founders of Goldson. They'll be showcasing a look from their spring 2022 collection entitled Blissful Evolution. They chose their Mari dress, a multi-layered, multi-texture maxi type dress paired with a copper metallic lisette shorts. I don't even know what those are. A surefire nod to the fabulousness of the New York street wear. And I have the article in there, so hopefully you're looking at the pictures of what these outfits are going to be.
And her name is Hanifa. Because I always say Hanifa, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'm Googling.
And then the last
Look at her
person,
little boots.
right? And the last designer is Patrick Henry, but he's professionally known as Fresh, the owner of Rich Fresh. And his look is actually going to be a tracksuit from 2021 winter collection.
But did you see Barbie's little fro with her tracksuit on?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it now. I think it's
She
really,
looks so
really dope.
cute.
But I knew that you would love something like this because you love fashion, you love New York,
And I love
and
Barbies. I
you love
can't
Barbie. So this was all
right.
in everything that you love. So
I think Barbies are so cute. I'm looking at her little hands are all in her little pocket. The one with the boots and the coat, and the one with the braids. First of all,
hmm
Miss Mama's
oh,
is
the one
fly.
with the boots and the coat is giving Mary J. Blige vibes
Okay.
all day.
And she got just a little bit of fat showing. She all sassy. Like, but you see it and you see
hmm
them boobs.
hmm
So cute. Oh my goodness, look at
Oh,
this.
so it says while the outfits were styled on real Barbies, they will not be for sale. Focused only on raising awareness and support for Harlem's Fashion Row.
Now they know they could give us put some of this stuff out here.
Some limited edition Barbies just for these, but
Child,
I
some
thought that
limited
was
edition.
really cool.
It is. It's so cute. Like, look at this. This is so cute.
It's
I
the
love
one with
it.
the fro is fun. It is nice, but it's the one with the boots that's really taking
And
me
the
there.
boots and the coat, it's the little bit of fat that's peeking through them boots, man. That little bit of Barbie fat coming out them boots.
We love to see it. We love
I love
to
Harlem
see
Fashion
it.
Row. There's another place up here that I used to follow even when I lived in North Carolina. It's the Harlem Haberdashery. It's a lot
hmm
of fly stuff here. And now I just been getting into this place now called Bed Staff Fly. It's like black. There's another one that's called like Brooklyn Fly, but it's like streetwear. Like it's so fly. I want to buy the Jada Pinkett shirt because they have a picture of Jada Pinkett and it just says Jada, and you know for obvious reasons why I want it.
I guess.
Don't
I
act like that.
guess. But okay, so that's all I have for us this week. Do you have anything that you would like to leave our listeners with before we
No,
go?
but y'all go look at Harlem Fashion. These little Barbies are so cute. Like I almost want to buy my nieces one, but I feel like the little ungrateful girls would be like, "Oh, Jada, you bought us a Barbie. We're all old." And my one niece never played with Barbies. Really, she always kind of like baby dolls. My youngest niece, though, she might appreciate it because me and her used to play Barbies together. I'm gonna see.
Well, I
Like
don't have
I need
anything.
somebody with some little kids. Where are my friends with little? Oh, my homegirl Tila's daughter's like what 10? She still play Barbies, maybe. I'm gonna see if she still play with Barbies. Oh, and my homegirl Jazz got a daughter, so I know she little, so I know she will play Barbies. Yes, I got me some little playmates.
Well, I don't have anything positive to leave us with, but I saw this on my Facebook and I just felt like I needed to share it because it's not even just the post, it's the caption that someone added to the post. The post is that first 20 minutes of acting like we ain't link up the fuck is so goofy. And somebody commented talking about something like, no, I don't want no damn water. Like, and for some reason that tickled me that, it's like you knew what it was. Why are you acting like we about to sit here and watch TV and you need to know about my day? Let's not waste each other's time. So when I saw that, it just brought some joy to my eyes and my life. So I felt like I was shared. So with that said, though, I guess that means we will talk to you guys next week.
Talk to you later.